Conclave. Where my conclaviacs at?
Conclave, interesting enough, was one of the least viewed reviews on my channel in like 6 months. So another banger of a movie to talk about right here.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, T Money. Is Heretic on this list at some point? We reviewed
that last.
That was last month.
That was last month.
Perfect.
What was this month? What this was? October's month. An October's movie.
No, this is yes.
Well, there was no better other movie in October at all whatsoever that came out. I'm so confused.
October movie releases 2024.
Thank you, Adam.
Crystal, as
is Craven
Adam,
on here?
please.
Red
Oh
One.
no, Craven
we could
is
have
part
talked
of
about
Monday's episode where we go through all of them.
Smile 2.
We already did that one.
Okay.
Come on, there's got to be something.
You know what? No.
It doesn't have to be theatrical. It doesn't have to be theatrical.
Okay, well, Time Cut was fucking trash. Salem's Lot was bad.
I'd rather have talked about Time Cut than this movie.
Tony, does all this go into the...
Adam, in 2021, I remember telling Crystal, we should do the Salem's Lot movie when it comes out.
Yes.
And then they pushed it back. And then we came up with the best worst format. And in 2022 and 2023, I kept telling her, I'm like, yeah, we're going to do like the original direct-to-TV movie, the 2000s one, and the new one when it comes out. Mm-hmm. When they announce it, I'll put it on the calendar. And they kept pushing it back and pushing it back. Crystal moves. A week later, they go, Salem's Lot's coming out next month. I'm like, I have no fucking time to read the book and watch all of that. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, that's tough.
You can always do it later, Tony.
That's tough.
Yeah. Anyway, Conclave, I thought it had a really good trailer. I wasn't actually going to review it, but then I heard like really good things about it. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, you and I did the what was the Golden Globes video together.
Yeah, and it kept getting nominated for stuff.
It was nominated for like 6 things, I think.
Yeah. So in a way, you kind of made me review this because that stream you asked me to be on. This is like your fault.
You're welcome, everyone.
Tony, please watch the films before you tell us to review things, please.
No,
please.
It's way more fun to go in. Look. This movie tells the story of a pope that's recently died, and a conclave has to come together to elect a new pope. We find out that there's conspiracies about people are trying to sabotage each other. There's only one woman in the movie who talks, and it's Isabella Rossellini. She's also suspicious of these conspiracies. Ray Fiennes is the one that has to like get everyone together and make sure this election goes off. While that's happening, apparently terrorist attacks are happening outside the Vatican that we never get like real information on. At the end, they have to finally pick a new pope, despite... Oh, God, we had them on it, too.
That was a really weird turn in the movie.
They have to go ahead and pick a new pope, despite all their many, many, many flaws. Now, Adam, I think you're like me. You were raised a nice Catholic boy. How did you feel about Conclave?
You know, I was actually really digging this movie. It is a very, as the kids say, slow burn. People love that expression. But It is. It moves slow, but it's beautiful to look at. There is some good intrigue in this film. I love the idea of going inside the Ministry of Magic, so to speak, in a Harry Potter universe, because that's kind of what it feels like, seeing the inside inner workings of these priests and the Pope, and just kind of how bonkers it all really feels when you look inside for the first time.
I love the head games they're doing on each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a thriller and it's a suspense. And so there's kind of a game of chess going on. There's politics because the Pope dies and they need to find a successor. So the conclave is formed, head up by Ray Fiennes, or however you say his name. Love the actor. John Lithgow is great. All the actors are great. Yeah. But this is going to be a vote by popularity situation. And so the entire picture is going to be wrangling up enough votes to get the next guy in. And that means digging up dirt on the other priests, making them look bad. And also, they're not supposed to have contact with the outside world. So everything needs to stay within, even though people are not playing by the rules. So it's a little salacious. It's a little fun. And then the last 10 minutes happens, flips everything on its head. Yeah. And I'm left like, what the fuck is this? And I'm not necessarily like upset about it. I'm just disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed as a father who wasted his time watching this thing. Not one of the best movies I saw this year because the ending dropped the ball so bad.
I will say
it's going to be taster's choice on that.
The ending is such a big curveball that I'm now like, and then it just ends. I'm like, wait, I want to see the repercussions of that. That's a whole other movie.
I'm guessing no one finds out though.
We'll find
I'm guessing.
out. I don't know.
Is there Conclave too? Like, do we find out?
That's the entire kind of arc of our lead character. Is he wants to be a better man than the other people here, and he wants to do the right, just thing, which in this case might mean keep a big secret that could destroy the church.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Gil.
Yes.
You're very well versed in Christian Catholic stuff.
Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah, you were the Ghost of Christmas Present in my Christmas special, and you seem to confuse the Ghost of Christmas Present with the angel from It's a Wonderful Life, and you did the complete wrong gimmick. Now, how did you... I loved it. I watched it. I'm like, wait, no, that's not what the Ghost of Christmas Present... He doesn't show you what your life is like if you weren't there. That's the angel from It's a Wonderful Life.
I was literally typed into Google Ghost of Christmas Present just to see what is their thing. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can work with this.
If you guys don't know, all 3 ghosts in my Christmas special were all Jewish. All my Christmas ghosts were Jewish members of Hack the Movies. I thought it'd be funny. Now, how did you feel about Conclave? Were you confused about anything? Do you need me to explain anything to you?
Well, actually, not knowing anything about the Conclave, I didn't even know what the word conclave meant. But Adam, what you were talking about, like seeing into the ministry of magic, I think I probably felt that to even a greater degree because I'm so unfamiliar with all this stuff. And I feel like what you want to do in the first act of a movie is just grab your attention and show something unfamiliar, get invited into a different world. So I definitely felt that. And I do think the movie, for the most part, was a great thriller. And it's nice to see a thriller where the stakes aren't, at least immediately, life and death. It's just, how are we going to come to this decision? And that being the central question of the movie. You have all these people who disagree. It's like 12 Angry Men. How can you possibly get them on the same page? That's the tension of the movie. And when the resolution is, without spoiling anything, that easy and unsatisfying, it does kind of ruin the rest of the movie. Not even getting to like the end of the movie where you find out something else, but just the thing that brings everybody together, I found so deeply unsatisfying. But I wouldn't say, I guess I was about to lie. I was going to say, I wouldn't say that ruins the movie, but I think 10 seconds ago, I said exactly that. But I enjoyed like 85% of the movie. And I mean, I won't just repeat everything you said, Adam, but great cast all around. Everything else about it was great, I thought.
Now, Crystal, as someone who's considering going into a nunnery and becoming celibate and stuff, was this movie a good advertisement for you to join the sisterhood?
Absolutely. I love to be not even seen and not heard, like just not even exist. It's fantastic. I hate going last on this thing because actually I do kind of feel like I'm part of the nunnery because everyone says all the great things. And I'm just like, yeah, guys, like as if I know nothing. And I'm like, well, everyone said everything.
Rossellini of the episode.
Tony, quick question. How do you pick the order of the grid format? Is it, do you select that yourself, or is it whoever shows up at the end is the last in the lineup?
It's just whoever. I did it in order of who comes in here.
I'm literally always the last one.
Last month, he put me on first last month, and I was like, I got a promotion, and then this time I know I did something wrong because he was like my best friend.
It's not until the tunnel comes that the order gets moved.
But I'm always last. I always end up going through the tunnel at some point, and
I think he likes putting you last because then
no.
Tony, can you silence the woman on the panel? She's talking too much. It's.
Can I say what I thought of them?
Yeah.
No, great idea, Adam. No, Crystal, what did you think of it?
It was funny, actually, Tony. That was actually funny. You did a funny thing.
Yay, I'm funny.
Ooh, okay, that's over. I think I had more all of these movies, I didn't watch a trailer. I honestly try to go into some of these movies blind and not know what they're about. Because I feel like sometimes descriptions completely ruin the movie. Or sometimes trailers, like you said with Transformers 1, it kind of you thought it was going to be shit, and it wasn't. So I went into this completely blind. I like these types of movies where it's like the church is kind of battling with each other or something like that, where it's kind of corrupt, like a little bit of a corrupt world.
Yeah.
And realizing that pretty quickly in this movie, I had higher expectations, but as it went along, it felt very, very long. Acting, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely beautiful. It was just so long. The pacing for me just needed to be quicker. Like, I understood what was happening. Can we please speed it up a little bit? I liked the sabotaging, but you can see where the movie is going, and it started to feel more and more forced. And I'm like, nope, I'm getting it. I see him getting, you kind of knew as soon as the one guy was introduced, you're like, oh, we kind of understand where he's going. And then he's getting more and more votes. And then towards the end, who was eventually chosen, you're like, oh, I saw that from as soon as he was introduced. Like, his whole speech was like, I'm sorry, but after seeing that kind of corrupt society, I don't think every single one of them really would have voted for him anyway. It felt too forced, too fake. We live in a happy-go-lucky world. And at the very, very end, I was like, I didn't hate that was a thing, but I did not like it there.
No.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I will say I love Stanley Tucci in this, because early on he's like, I don't even want to be the Pope.
I love it. Oh, but like, and then there's that great line though, because of that.
Yeah.
We want the person who doesn't want to be Pope. The one that wants to be Pope is dangerous. And I love that line.
Who is this guy, Tedesco? So they talk about how like the church has problems with like corruption and conspiracies and stuff, and this guy's idea is to make it more Italian. And I went, oh no, that's not gonna work. Get that out of there right now. But no, everyone hates him. Stanley Tucci is like, I don't even want to be the Pope, but I just have to make sure he doesn't win. And then like Stanley Tucci does really poorly on the first two votes, and
that was the make popes great again, or the make priests great again guy. He was like, we need to go back 80 years when things were great. And I'm like, okay, this is really,
Adam, I couldn't believe,
obvious.
I couldn't believe there was a racist old Italian guy. I'm like, who would believe such an outlandish thing? But yeah, no, Stanley Tucci's like, I don't even want to be it. And then when he loses, he starts freaking out. And it's just like, he's just like, I didn't think you wanted to win. It's like, it's clear that he does want to win. He's like, we all want to be the Pope. Every single one of us wants to be the Pope, even you. And even Ray Fiennes, he does kind of give in a little bit because he starts getting a lot of favors. Like, people start favoring him.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked seeing that. I liked that whole aspect. And then they throw you that curveball. And I'm like, no, the movie needs to keep going if you're throwing that curveball. You can't just end right there.
I really want to learn Latin now.
I will say this will be a fun movie to put on for your grandparents, because they're probably gonna love it, and they're probably gonna get really mad at the end. So have fun with that.
Just end it like what, 20 minutes before the movie ends. It goes, sit down and pick the Pope.
All right, let's go eat dinner, Grandma. But wait, was there more? No.
Long live the Pope.
Well, they probably didn't realize that the Pope, who doesn't, he's dead right away, was played by Fred Durst. That went over their heads as well. Gotta get it in there, Gil. Gotta get it in there.
You beat me to it, Adam. I was waiting for the mic drop at the end.
Hold on.
And after you saw I had this grin on my face, I was like, I'm
That's right. Where's
this guy's away.